What's up, guys? This is the first ever episode of the Mancave. We're going to go ahead and get it started. We have Phil, Osae, and Bryan Frumkin. It's basically just going to be a barrage of a bunch of different topics that they're going to give their opinions on. Make sure to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to let Phil take it from here.
All right, so what's up, everybody? I'm just gonna keep this short and sweet. I'm Phil. I'm the head of social media of TCC. Yeah,
What's up?
graduated from college a year ago, and now I'm just working and doing what I love, which is representing the brand. Brian, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, y'all? My name is Bryan. I'm a content creator for the Cloud. I've been a part of the Cloud for like around 3 or 4 years now, and I just graduated college last year also, and I'm working what I love as well.
All right, sounds good. And yeah, I mean, not really much what we're gonna get into. Like, we're just gonna just bring up some topics. We're gonna choose a topic every week, and then we're just gonna debate on it. None too crazy. But before we start, I just want to go ahead and ask Brian, what's been in your rotation for the past week?
Oh, that's a good question, Phil. Let me take a look. So, I've actually been listening to some Meek Mill recently a little bit. I just like Notes 2 again the other day, and I was like, bruh, that shit was hard as fuck when that came out. So I had to go back, listen to some of his shit, and other than that, I listened to the new SG Lewis songs that came out on last Friday. He's like an EDM artist. Do you know who SG Lewis is, Phil?
Nah.
He's actually a really dope like artist. Like he's an EDM artist, but I really like his sound. So yeah, I've been listening to him, and I just re-listened to a whole lot of Red actually the other day too, and I haven't listened to that album in a couple of months, and it's beautiful. So
Oh, nice, nice.
that's been in my
Yeah,
rotation recently.
yeah. I've been bumping a new artist recently. You know who Jiro Kenji is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, yeah. I've been bumping Jiro Kenji. I've been telling Ilias about it and like a couple of other my
What
friends.
type of sound is
Uh,
that?
it's interesting. It's like a mix, like Juice World, the Kid Laroi with like Yeet beats, Yeet and Cardi
Huh,
beats.
that's
Yeah, and
interesting.
yeah, I feel like you'd like it a lot. I'm gonna send you some of the songs later
Yeah,
on.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, but his most recent project, Anywhere But Here. Yeah, that's what I've been bumping pretty much this whole week. Oh Wow, Drown, Monster, my favorite songs so far. He's also collabed with Snot, Mike Dimes, DC the Don, Cash Demi. Um, yeah, like it's a very like really solid project. Very like melodic, very like hard.
You've been listening to him the most recently?
For the most part, yeah. And this is like an artist that I haven't really been bumping till now, but I listened to this project one time, and I'm already a fan. So,
There
yeah,
you
I feel
go.
like he's next up. He's got a bright future. He's actually from Virginia, and he moved to Los Angeles. So, yeah,
Hmm.
it's crazy. Yeah, I definitely see him, going all the way up. Like, he's definitely someone that I feel like you should invest in for sure. So, yeah. And then some other names. I'm just gonna name them real quick. Some Mike Dimes, some RD's a UK rapper, some West Side Boogie, some Redville. Uh, I went back to the new Nav and Yeet albums. Those were pretty solid. I don't really bump them like that, but decided to give them both a chance. And you know what? I thought both their projects were pretty solid. Like, obviously, they're no album of the year candidate, obviously, but they weren't terrible. I just feel like,
You actually fucked with the Yeet album a little bit more now.
yeah, I mean, I never really disliked Yeet. I just kind of just never really bought into a hype. I thought he was like low key overrated, but
That's kind of how I
yeah,
feel about him too. Like I didn't really ever listen to him that much. Like he's got a sound that I like varieties of that sound, but with him I was like he's all right, but why are people on his ass like so heavily? I was kind of feeling you the same way as you.
facts. Yeah, Flawless. I definitely like the Flawless song for sure. I was surprised.
Can't not
Um,
Uzi's on it, bro.
yeah, that was his only feature, which was surprising. Um, Yeah, my favorite songs on the Nav project was the one he did with Realist K. It's called "Lost Me." His the song that he did with Uzi was pretty good too. Deadshot. He had a couple songs with Uzi.
That's a good song.
Yeah, he did. And this collab with Bryson Tiller. You know what's crazy? I think if you saw on the TCC page, there's only two rappers that have their albums both go over 1 billion streams on Spotify. Kendrick Lamar with the Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and Nav.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's because those other songs on his album. I honestly that.
Yeah, no, it's the bonus track. It was Lemonade, that viral TikTok song with Don
Oh,
Toliver and Gunna.
he's literally
Put
like,
that on the bonus version.
I'm not saying he was like out here flexing that stat. I'm just saying in general, like that whack ass like stat. Who gives a shit about that? I know you
I
agree.
mean, it's pretty big considering the state of hip hop right now. It kind of just shows.
Bro, he
that,
literally did not get 1 billion streams. He got like some streams, and then with that song, it equaled 1 billion. But it's like it was
I
literally.
mean, I know, but the stats are still there. It's still don't.
The stats are still there, but I'm saying it's, you and I both know it's whack.
Yeah, I know. But the fact that like the only rappers, it says a lot about like music today. How like it's kind of like, I'd say forgettable, but I guess that's for a different conversation. But yeah, Kendrick Lamar and Nav, like the most streamed rap albums of 2022. That's so wild. But anyway, we're gonna go into our hot takes. I'm just gonna read you some hot takes, and then you gotta tell me what you think and whether you agree or not. And I'm gonna start with our most recent hot take on the TCC Entertainment page, which is: despite his success, Drake is not a top 10 rapper. Ooh, now what do you think of that?
You're talking about all time, obviously, right?
All time, yeah.
Honestly, that's just a very hard question. Like, depending on what you're defining as like he could easily not be like top 10 all time. Like, there are way better lyricists throughout time than him, but like it's like when he's a collection of like hits and music, he has to be top 10. Now, does he have the like a top 10 discography in rap all time? Probably not, honestly. Probably not. A lot of artists that have way better albums than he's been able to put together. I would say that personally. What do you think about that, Phil?
Yeah, so I feel like this is a really like interesting take because I guess you could easily say, I mean, it depends of what you're basing that off of. What, is he a top 10 rapper or not? So that's why I had to add in the despite his success. Because then everyone's saying, like, obviously he's a top 10 rapper. Like, he's the most streamed rapper of all time. It's like, okay, we're not talking about his success. Because obviously if we're talking about, like, success commercially, Drake pretty much washes every single rapper in the game. But, if we want to get really technical about it, yeah, I feel like it really just comes down to, like, what you really base your opinions and music off.
Okay, so Phil, I'm gonna base the opinion. Is he top 10 based on rap? His actual skill in the albums and how many good albums he has? Because there's no he has that many good albums compared to like the actual people that have top 10 albums. Like, that's my point.
Yeah, I feel like ever since if you're reading this, it's too late. I feel like Drake has kind of like really ventured outside of like hip hop. Like he's more like a pop artist at the moment. Like he still raps, but like I say like in the category, he's more of like a pop rap artist. So
For sure.
I guess it's like easily. If you were to say like is Drake a top 10 pop rapper? Obviously, yeah, he's number one probably.
Yeah, but
He's
who
probably
even
number
cares?
one.
Who even
Yeah,
cares about
but
that list?
if you were to compare it to like all the other greats, like Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Kanye, Eminem, J. Cole, Kendrick.
And all those
yeah.
people have better. All those people basically have better discographies. Now, like,
That's
Drake has
yeah.
exactly. That's my point. Like, Drake has sold better than them and like made more hits than them. But like, when it actually comes like who's produced like top 10 rapper music of all time, I would say Drake is not top 10. I would say Drake is not top 10.
I feel like if you're gonna say he's top 10, then he have to be like at the bottom, like number 10.
For
The
sure.
rappers
I could see that, but I still would say he's like number like. Yeah, I would say he's out of it. He's not in the top 10.
Yeah, like, I probably personally.
Because like just think about like all the artists that we're not even thinking about that just have great like music, like just like for example like Easy. Like, it doesn't matter about like their their success. It just matters about like what they've made and like how great their music is. And I don't feel like Drake has had music that good where he can be a top 10 artist for hip hop.
Yeah, I'd say like if you were to like take that 3 album run when he had Take Care, nothing was the same, and if you're reading this too late, then if you were to like judge him based off those 3 albums, then yeah, you could probably put him in the top 10.
Well, you can't. Nobody has 3 albums and is a top 10 artist. So like doesn't even really that technically doesn't.
Actually, no. I mean, look at Biggie. He only had like 1 album drop in his lifetime. Then he had Life After Death. That 2 back-to-back album run. It's like,
Yeah, but
considered one of the greatest
it's just a little different because it's like he actually like passed away and he was just so influential at a time where like hip hop was not as big as it is now. I'm saying like if this man like which is true, like you know what I'm trying to say, Phil. And so I'm saying like right now in this moment, if this man Drake like in 2022 he dropped Take and the 2 after like in 2024, 2026 type of vibe, right? And that's all he could not be a top 10 rapper all time. I'm saying like.
All right. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
but anyway,
like that run is legendary, but it doesn't matter.
All right. Well, I guess we can both agree that Drake is not a top 10 rapper despite his success. He's still up there.
Just to add in real quick, we had somebody talk in the chat. Philip actually went ahead and said Yeet is the GOAT of new age rap. What do you guys think about that?
Ooh. I mean, define new age. Like,
He's literally the GOAT of Gen Z TikTok listeners, is what you just said. Is what the guy. That's literally exactly what you just said. Like, there's really so many artists in the world right now that make better music than Yeet. It's just because. And if that's
he's not saying he's the best right now. He's the best like new age rapper of the new generation. Yeah. I respect.
I would have to see a list of more new age rappers, honestly.
Yeah. Joe Kenji is like I'd say is one of them. I guess would you consider Cardi? I don't even know.
No, because he's just like he's had that noise for a while now. Like.
Yeah.
Look at this man.
Bro, we're live right now. We deadass got like 6 people watching. What's up? What happened?
It was getting a little hot in the apartment. I had to turn the AC on, but yeah, can't scrap that out. So
Man was about to get sweaty and stinky.
I'll take pride in that. That's going to be on the live stream.
It's literally turn on the mic like he's like a man in a cave in France. He's like, where's everyone at?
Well, I'm the producer. We got 8 people watching right now. I'm gonna let you guys get back to it. I'm gonna go on mute. I'm just producing this thing for anybody who's wondering.
Yeah.
I'm not one of the hosts. And Philip, the last thing I'm gonna say, make sure you guys turn on the YouTube chat so you guys can see what people say. Philip said, I'd say that new age is 2020 and onward.
2020 is onward. Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's too early to say go. It's too early to say to go. I mean, he has potential to be like up there. Don't get me wrong. He has potential, but I think it's a little too early. Cause like, when did he blow up? Only like less than a year ago. Like, honestly didn't even know who he was till like a few months ago. If I'm being honest, I didn't know who he was till like a few months ago. But anyway, on to like my second hot take. Machine Gun Kelly is overrated. Sorry, is overhated. Machine Gun Kelly is overhated. What do you think?
I think it's very true. Even if I don't listen to him, it's literally just true. Like, so many concert sales. Like, how on earth can you say he's like a artist? Like, he's huge and he's like, just because it isn't your style, like, it doesn't mean he's like. He has a style that a lot of people don't like, so there's a lot of haters. But it doesn't add in with like how many positives there are too.
I think the MGK slander is like more about his character rather than his music. I think a lot of people just think he's like really corny, that he's really like fruity. I don't even know what the slander is about. I think it's just because like he's a corny. I mean, look at him, like he's out here wearing like these like outlandish, eccentric outfits. He'd be wearing a dress sometimes, painting his nails, getting all this jewelry. Like obviously like in this like culture, like a lot of people would deem that as like fruity, corny, or gay type. Me personally, I couldn't give two fucks about what he wears or how he presents himself. I mean, if that's what he likes to do, that's what he likes to do. In terms of like his music, because I remember when MGK first blew up on the scene, he was just like again, not to me, he was just another corny right rapper. He had a song here or two that I'd bump here and there, like Invincible and Wild Boy with Waka Flocka. Those were hard, but I never really like cared for him like that. Then there was a whole Eminem beef where
But
everyone says that,
do you feel like the slander is overdone? That was your question. Answer it.
yeah. Like I said, like I never really understood the slander, like the MGK slander, just cause like,
Yeah, I agree with you.
yeah. I mean, everyone's saying that like he got bullied into like a different genre, and like I will give him props for taking that big career risk of like changing himself up and then going to like the rock, the punk rock genre where he's found like a lot of success and generated a new cult fan base. He has my respect for that, like that, because that's you don't see a lot of people like making that transition out of a genre like that. So and like his transition was a big transition. So yeah, I mean I do agree that MGK is overhated. I don't think the slander is valid in my opinion. I can understand why it'd be valid to others. Me personally, it's not. But yeah, I guess we can both agree that like MGK is overhated. But yeah, so here's another hot take that I'll easily disagree with. J. Cole isn't a top 10 rapper of the decade.
I feel like you're talking about up to 2010s, obviously, right, Phil?
Of the decade, yeah. So 2010s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just like a stupid ass take. Like, how the hell is he not top 10 of the decade? Like,
he's top 3.
probably is top 3. Who would the top 3 be? Just him, Drake, and Kanye?
Him,
Like-
Drake, and Kendrick.
Yeah, I don't know if you could put Kanye in the 2010s, just because like the whole 2010s wasn't that great, but like the combination of like the 2000s and the 2010s, he'd obviously be like top. He'd be like number 1.
Yeah, exactly. Like look at like he's had like one of the best runs in hip hop history for sure. Like literally, like I mentioned this on the last, but he's like one of few rappers to like have every single project.
Talking about J.
he
Cole?
put out. J. Cole, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's like one of the few rappers. I'm not sure if he's the only one, but he's like.
I think
one of the few-
he is the only. I think he's the only.
Yeah, to have like all his albums go number 1. I mean, look at him. Like Sideline Story, like Sign to Rock Nation, that was huge. Like went number 1. Born Sinner went number 1 after the second week. 2014, Forest Hills Drive, For Your Eyes Only, KOD, the off season, all went number 1, and they've all been like massive commercial success. And yeah, to say that he's like not even top 10 is absurd because that man, I don't even know what to say to that. No comment, but yeah, that's all I have to say. I think we can both easily disagree to that. But let's see. Oh, here's a really, really big hot take. Trap music is dying. It's almost dead. And that the next new wave is going to be hyper pop or hyper hip hop. So if you know what that is, that's like the Yeet, Joe Kenji, Ken Carson, Cardi type music. That's what hyper hip hop is.
That's literally an extension of trap.
You think
Like
so?
not like exact, but it's like trap was like the big like beat wave, and like that shit is literally just all beats. It's like literally an extension of it. Trap is not done at all. That is a really bad take, very bad take.
I say in terms of like quality, I say trap music has gone down a little bit, but at the same time, you also got people that are like Future who are still like topping the charts and continuing to top the charts.
I can see what you're saying. I think like quality / quantity may have had a little bit of a decrease, but it's not done. It's definitely not done at all.
Yeah, I would say it's dying. Like can see why some people would think it is dying. Like, hyper hip hop. That's like definitely like the new wave that's going
But
on.
only for like certain people. Like that's not like the wave for like all of hip hop. Like that sound, like that sound is not popular by a lot of people. Like it's gonna be niche. It's not gonna be trap is huge. What do you think about that?
Like I said, I don't think it's dying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's dying. Like maybe like I said, the quality has probably gone down, and maybe the commercial success compared to like how trap music was like a few years back might have gone down just a little bit, but I wouldn't go as far as saying it's dying. Like
For sure. Good point.
yeah, I mean at the moment like all commercial hip hop is pretty much trap music. Almost all commercial hip hop music is trap music. So I wouldn't even say all that.
Exactly, bro. Like literally, isn't Lil Baby's obviously trap, right? It's like, bruh, that man is fucking massive. He just was the FIFA World Cup verse. How is trap dying?
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't tell you. There was another one that I wanted to bring up.
You got one more?
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now.
It ran away.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like we covered like all the hot takes. There was one hot take that I had posted a while back, but I forgot.
I'm filming a podcast, bro.
Do you have any hot takes of your own, Brian? Yeah. What's your biggest hot take? Like, tell me. What's your biggest hot
Literally,
take?
I'll make a hot take right now.
Calling him right now.
Go ahead.
Lil Uzi is not a top 5 artist of his generation.
No, that's why I don't want to give
Bro,
him time.
I thought you were like a little Uzi stan. What do you mean?
That's a hot take.
30 minutes.
Is that your hot take though?
No, I was like, that's a hot take like I'm putting in the air that people say. People say that.
No. When I say your hot take, I meant like a hot take that you personally believe. That's what I meant.
Oh, well, you were saying some that you didn't believe too, so okay.
No. I was reading them off of.
I know, I got you. I'm just saying that's what. Okay.
Yeah. So what's your personal hot take?
Damn, I don't know.
Like what's an unpopular opinion that you feel like a lot of people would disagree with? Everyone's got one.
No, I know. We've said a lot of them on the call. Like I already know. Like a big hot take I always have is like. I know you're putting me on the spot here. I can.
You want me to say my hot take first?
Yeah, give me
this time, bro.
I'll have one for the next episode. I'll have 2 for the next episode. But let's hear one for you.
All right. Well, I already told you this before this thing even started, but I'm just going to say it again. My biggest hot take, personally, J. Cole is better than Drake.
In what? In like terms of like music production or like everything?
What's up?
I say the only thing Drake beats
It gives us a view. If you're
J.
gonna
Cole
listen,
in is just hit making, but like that's facts. That's just statistical facts.
J. Cole, I also feel like doesn't have like that big of like a fan base. It might also just be a quieter. It might be a quieter
J.
fan
Cole has
base.
a huge fan base. What are you talking about?
You have to let me finish.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
Like,
ahead.
no, I know. I'm not mad. Just listen. Like J. Cole has a really massive fan base, but I feel like they're like low key quieter. Like I don't hear about them like I hear about like Drake's fans. They're like really loud and obnoxious. Like
Yeah. I guess like I feel like you'd have to be really like tapped into the hip hop community to like hear the more vocal J. Cole fans. Like if you're like on hip hop Twitter or maybe like TikTok or whatever. Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot out there. Like I said, like they're not as like loud and obnoxious like Drake stands, but
how can J. Cole be as big as Drake if like how can he have had a better career than Drake if like he just has so many less hits than Drake?
like I said, like this is a personal hot take. I'm not saying that. Like I said, the only thing Drake beats J. Cole in for me is the hits he's made, but that's about it.
Well, that's a big
And that's,
thing.
but that's statistically speaking. Like this is like personal opinion. I'm
No, I
saying
know. I'm just trying to.
J. Cole is J. Cole's music and overall as an artist, as a hip hop artist, is better than Drake because I mean, for one thing, like I feel like J. Cole has never had a bad album. I feel like all his albums have been solid. Maybe not all of them have been solid 10 out of 10s, but there's like no J. Cole.
No, his discography is for sure like way more like seriously taken than Drake, like by like far.
Yeah,
And
for
even
sure.
his like Dreamville albums are really good too.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And I feel like, technically, like J. Cole is like a better rapper, like lyrically, better flows, and like, the message that he puts out in his music is definitely like way more impactful than some of the things that Drake be saying. Because Drake just be saying like whatever over like a hot beat, and then boom, it's like charting the Billboard #1 spot for however many weeks. But like I said, like that's the only thing that I see Drake topping J. Cole, and it's just like hits and chart success. But other than that, yeah, I feel like just all around J. Cole's a better artist. He's made better music, and yeah, that's just personal opinion to me. A lot of people might disagree, but hey, I stand by it.
It's not a bad opinion.
Hey yo, Ilias, real quick, what's your hottest take?
My hottest take, and I stand by this, is that X would have been, like statistically speaking, like numbers wise, like top 5 rapper if he was still alive to this date.
That's a really good take. I always forget about that take. I agree with that take. I agree.
See, I feel like in the emo rap category for sure. I'm not sure about like top 5 all time.
Bro, he was big for a lot of people that didn't just listen to emo rap. He was a huge artist. He was literally.
I didn't say he was huge. I didn't say he was huge. He wasn't huge.
You're saying he wasn't huge. I'm trying to say that this man had 8 songs with over 1 billion streams. He was big in just a general hip hop category. It did not have to be for anything specific or niche.
See, the thing is, the only reason why I feel like he wouldn't have been a top 5 artist is just because like he had so many like controversial. There was so much controversy around his name, and he was even like blackballed at some point. Like with all the
I don't argue with what you're saying that much, but I will say that like there are a lot of artists even are like time right now, like for example Kodak, that are like they're given a lot of slander all the time, but like they still come back strong. But obviously they're not like top 5 big. They're just still big. And like for like I see what you're saying. Like for him to be like top 5 big, it would really have to be hard with like the controversies. Like it just is. Like it just is hard.
Yeah, I feel like.
Well,
Juice
if you look
WRLD
at somebody
top-
like Post Malone or Juice WRLD, like they were some of the top streaming artists. Like, of all, I mean, Post Malone's obviously still alive right now,
sure.
but yeah. So what I'm trying to get is like, bro, if you think about it, some of the top artists right now are some of the most controversial. Travis Scott, DaBaby, and I'm talking about streaming numbers wise. I'm not talking about greatness. You know what I mean?
Give me some other examples other than Travis Scott.
Well, Kodak was a good one too. I mean, he streams really, really well.
Yeah.
Even if you look at somebody like Cardi, I mean, bro, he was in a lot of controversy last year with his son and his, his baby mama.
But that's like no, that's not X controversy. X was like
It's also very, very specific controversy that you really have to like know like his wife and like follow her Twitter to like know the exact shit about that. It's a very particular thing.
Yeah, I doubt like anyone really like cared about that beef anyway.
You're right. That's fair.
I
His
did.
controversy was on another level. I didn't take that into account.
Yeah,
You're very, very right.
Like you saw the X documentary, right? Like I didn't really like understand like the whole controversy till like I saw the whole documentary. I was just like, oh damn. Yeah.
I didn't watch the whole documentary. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, you'd have to watch it. I'm not gonna.
No,
talk
I know.
about
I just like I don't want to watch it and just be about like slamming him the whole time. That's why I haven't yet.
Shit,
But
I don't got
I mean,
Hulu, so if you're watching, you got Hulu, hit me up and send me that password so I can watch that documentary.
We'll have to watch it together. We'll have to screen share.
Yeah, shout out Prosper. Ilias, that's a very solid take. Top 5, I don't know. He definitely would have been up there. But I'm not sure about top 5 though. But yeah, Bryan, you thought of anything or not?
No, I haven't even been thinking about it anymore. I said I'm for the next episode. I haven't been thinking about it anymore.
Yeah. No, we'll definitely like think of something. We'll think of some more stuff. to
I'll
talk
have my
about
own.
next week.
Like I
mean-
can make up a hot take about something we've talked about, but I want to like have something like cool. I want to have a good hot take. I mean, I'll give you a hot take. I think that like, I dead ass like think like Uzi is one of like the most like inspirational artists of like the generation. Like I really believe that. I think he's has a really big fan base, and I also think like he is very influential and he never ever fails on a feature.
Influential, yes. Inspirational, I'm not sure. Like I never really looked at like Lil Uzi Vert for motivation. I never really.
Wait, what did you say? I actually like couldn't hear what you said. Could you repeat?
I said influential music-wise, yes, but inspirational, I'm not sure because like Lil Uzi's like not the type of rapper I think of when it comes to like being inspirational, motivational. For that,
I don't
think
know if I
like,
said inspirational. I didn't really mean inspirational. I meant just
yeah,
like
I think like
I did not mean inspirational.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, just wanted to clear that up.
What do you think about that, Ilias? What is your opinion on that take? Literally.
Yeah, I guess he stepped away. But
Producer?
yeah, I guess. What's up?
I was talking to the producer. I know where he was. Well, yeah, that's just how I like. I say that because I feel like as time like goes, like people tend to like write off Uzi, but it's like no, bruh. He's dead ass like on top of the game, like still. He's like when he would literally like if he were to feature on a song, like there are only a couple artists in the game that could dead ass like compete with like a feature from him. I really believe that. I mean, you know, like being like on the TCC, like you know how big he is when he features on an album. Like it makes that album like be big immediately, just like Drake.
Yeah, I guess I know what you mean. I feel like an Uzi feature could be like hit or miss, but
It can be. I mean, they're not always great, but he has a lot of them to be fair, like throughout time. But like, if he like, I personally feel like whenever he's like on a big album, he always hits. Like he does not fail on that.
yeah, you know who's like always makes hits whenever he's featured. Sway Lee.
Dude, that's a great one. He does, bro. He always makes hits when he's a great feature, bro.
He's got 2 diamond records where he's just featured, and might be on his way to a third because like he was like a feature on Unforgettable, Sunflower, and then he was like a hidden feature on Sicko Mode too. So it's crazy. There's probably a lot more too, but I had to do some research. But anyway,
Let's wrap this up because I gotta use the restroom.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. I got nothing more to say, but yeah, be back next week for
Drop some stuff in the comments. Drop in the comments.
Yeah, what he said. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
guys,
We'll catch you
stop
guys.
the
Make sure
stream.
you go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys. Peace.
For sure. All right, yo, I'm gonna use.
Yo, that wasn't
I'm
bad.
gonna use the
We had
restroom.
20 viewers on